Hello everyone. So I'd like to show off today the newest window that I've made for SNES Tracker and this debugger interface that I'm still working on here. So this is what I call the DSP map, and you can access it by hitting DM down here. This will be the main memory area that was formerly all that there was for a window in this app. But now you can go to the DM, which is the DSP map, and here when you're playing a song, you can watch in real time every DSP register for every voice, and also all of the general DSP registers. And one of the coolest things you can do that I've never seen anyone ever be able to do on any other application is be able to actually watch in real time the directory and which voices are using which directory in this color-coded fashion. Also, if you use the shift key and use your left and right arrow buttons on your keyboard, you can scroll through the entire directory, which is 100 hex bytes. So that's nice. And also, you get to see highlighted only the active directory entries that are currently being used. So that's really cool, and all of these values are completely editable. You can double click and you can start rewriting. You can also use your arrow to go down and up to other entries. It's a little clunky. You can't go to the right and go into like this section here. Haven't implemented that yet, and I don't really plan on it right now. Next, let's see. I mean, yep, you can double click here, edit voices and stuff. So, yeah, it's cool. You can't really edit stuff when the SPC is playing, of course, since the SPC itself is modifying these values as you're trying to write them. But it can be cool for like experimentation, at least in like a debug level. I'll give a quick example of doing that. Like I'll run the program on my own little test tone. Let me stop it. I go to the DSP map. I do that by hitting the D key on my keyboard as well. And I can do stuff like enable echo or enable noise. So like for instance, I'll enable noise right now. We'll get a high pitch value of the noise, and then I'll just go ahead and enable it on voice 1, and you can edit this stuff in real time, like so yeah, if you want to mess around with it, you can do that, and you can mess with echo and stuff. But I think it's really best for being able to modify the directory, because as this tracker develops, hopefully we don't need to use a crappy debug interface. This is probably more for someone who's getting low level and just wants to be able to watch the DSP. Alright, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and next up is going to be the instrument window, which I'm very early prototype here, where I just actually created like a vertical flip triangle tile here and a number inside it, and then I hope to have voice, and then like the voice number you want to play with. This is going to be another one of those kind of like debug and also a prototype for the future instrument editor. And you'll be able to specify the voice that you want to play, the octave, and then I'm going to code in the keyboard. You know how you can play the notes with your keyboard, your PC keyboard, and then later when I finally get my MIDI set up, I'm going to try to program a MIDI keyboard or just MIDI interface so that you can use your MIDI hardware and play the notes with your actual real musical keyboard. And after I do all of that, or somewhere in between, I'm going to also work on getting the ADSR envelopes graphical display for that stuff. So the the SPC has a limited number of various settings for the ADSR and the gain. So I hope to graphically display that and allow the user to manipulate that a little more easier than hex values on a memory address or DSP address. And then also just getting a keyboard display so that you can just click the notes too, kind of like what you see in a Milky Tracker here, something like that. Milky Tracker's got their ADSR envelope. Does anyone have an envelope on? That was an easy one. So you know, like so these envelopes here are implemented in software, whereas like the actual SPC has the hardware envelopes. So which means that it's less dynamic. And we can talk about soft envelopes later. I don't know if I'm gonna work with that. I don't think so. But you know, just trying to think of a way to implement that. I don't know yet. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. I love you. Bye bye.